Turning to East Palestine, it has now been 3 weeks since the train derailment rocked the town. And today, consumer advocate Erin Brockovich will visit East Palestine and attend tonight's town hall. Brockovich has called the disaster, quote, like one I've never seen. This comes as U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg toured the area yesterday, promising to help the people most impacted.
Well, first of all, I want them to know they're not alone, that before, during, and after the national attention, they're going to have support. They're going to have support from us when it comes to holding Norfolk Southern accountable. They're going to have support from the EPA when it comes to making sure they get accurate information about the safety of their air, water, and soil.
And now the National Transportation Safety Board is looking into what caused the fiery derailment.
In fact, the agency's preliminary report says the whole thing could have been prevented. Austin Love is joining us to break it all down. Austin, of course, we kind of figured it could have been prevented here.
Yeah, and that's really what the NTSB is saying right now. After 3 weeks after this catastrophe that took place in East Palestine, they are now coming out with some answers. And as you said right there, Maureen, maybe the most eye-opening is that they said that this could have been 100% prevented. And the focus of this preliminary report of what they're putting out right now, the centers around the overheating of a wheel bearing on train car number 23. According to the report, the crew was alerted twice that the temperature of the bearing was rising, once at 48 degrees and then another at 113 degrees. But it wasn't until the bearing reached 263 degrees that the crew initiated the brakes. Norfolk Southern's threshold for critical temperatures is greater than 200 degrees. According to the report, 38 of the 149 train cars derailed, and 11 of those train cars were carrying hazardous materials. In a press conference yesterday, the NTSB stressing problems like this need to be addressed earlier.
Now, roller bearings fail, but it's absolutely critical for problems to be identified and addressed early so these aren't run until failure.
Okay, and this is really just the beginning of the answers that we're going to be getting from the NTSB. They said that their full report, that they won't be completed for about 18 months at this point. And right now they say that they are in the fact-finding stage of their investigation. Looking forward, they're going to be really looking critically into what those wheel bearings, testing those wheel bearings, what exactly happened, the condition of those. They say that's going to be key in finding exactly what took place in East Palestine. For more on this, you can head to our website, wkyc.com.
With all of this national attention, Austin, they've got to get that report right. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources updated the number of fish that it says died after the derailment. The agency says it found tens of thousands of dead fish right after the derailment. But the good news, it has not seen any of those fish die in those waterways since the initial observation. In fact, ODNR says it's actually seeing life return to the waters in just the past few weeks. Then the agency will continue to assess the environmental impact of that derailment.